The Rocky Mountaineer is one of the world's iconic and luxurious train trips and one of the best ways to experience the Canadian Rockies. After travelling through the suburbs of Vancouver, the train crosses the Fraser River, continuing through the lush green Fraser River Valley towards the mountains. We passed beside Hell's Gate, which is the narrowest part of the canyon at just over 100 feet wide. We travelled on the first passage to the west, which is the company's flagship route, taking guests between the coastal cities of Vancouver, British Columbia, and the Rocky Mountain resort towns of Banff and Calgary. The Canadian Pacific and Canadian Northern Railways run on opposite sides of the canyon. One is used for eastbound and the other for westbound rail traffic. The river has several world-class rapids. The entire train ride takes place during daylight hours to ensure guests enjoy every minute of the breathtaking scenery, which includes glacier-fed lakes, rugged mountain ranges and wild rivers.
Oh no, we've got arms, that's perfect, thank you.
The terrain gets drier here in the rain shadow of the mountains. We soon left the Fraser River and started climbing up the Thompson River Canyon. The Thompson Canyon was definitely much drier, with scree slopes and avalanche sheds protecting the rail lines on both sides. The Trans-Canadian Highway follows the rail line for most of the canyon. Guests stay overnight at the historic rail town of Kamloops. Kamloops means the meeting of the waters, where the North and South Thompson rivers join. Open areas and glass-topped carriages offer prime spots for viewing the amazing scenery. The next morning, after leaving Kamloops, we crossed over Notch Hill, down to Salmon Arm, then across the Columbian River at Revelstoke, across the Rogers Pass and through the Kicking Horse Canyon, before crossing into Alberta near Field and ending in Calgary. Since its inception in 1990, the Rocky Mountaineer has grown to become the largest privately owned passenger rail service in North America and has welcomed more than 1.5 million guests aboard from all around the world. We would go through 4,000 feet of elevation today. Kamloops is only at 1,100 feet, and the Kicking Horse Pass between Alberta and BC is over 5,300 feet. The train set out, passing through the small towns along the Thompson River. The route soon crossed the Columbia River, then started climbing up and up towards the Rogers Pass. There were 2 tunnels built here after the original route over the mountain turned out to be too treacherous during the winter. The company is renowned for its exceptional guest service and cuisine. The train next headed up the Kicking Horse Canyon, deep dramatic cliff walls on either side and the raging river mere yards away. We were approaching the spiral tunnels. Originally, when the railway went over the Kicking Horse Pass, the rail line was at a gradient of 4 degrees. Extra engines had to be added to get the train cars up and over the pass. In the early 1900s, this was remedied by building 2 spiral tunnels. These tunnels circle around inside Cathedral Mountain, increasing the length of the rail just enough to decrease the grade to a more manageable level. At the time, this was quite a feat of engineering. If a 200-car freight train was to pass through, you'd be able to see the front and rear ends simultaneously poking out of the tunnels at the top and bottom. Just after passing through both spiral tunnels, the train crosses the Kicking Horse Pass and the Continental Divide into Alberta. The train route follows the dramatic route along the Bow River with mountain peaks on both sides. The rail journey allows travellers to experience not only wonderful scenery and service, but to also capture the romance of rail travel as it follows rail routes that unite Canada from coast to coast. Travelling on board the Rocky Mountaineer is an unforgettable experience.